very pleasant good morning and welcome to Live Jai-Alai in the Magic City on YouTube's Jai-Alai Channel. I'm Andrew Bleckman and I'm pleased to welcome you to this Thursday matinee performance of Live Jai-Alai action. We will have 8 games for you beginning at noon. In addition to fast and fun Jai-Alai action, each of today's games offer Win, Play, Show, Quinella, Exacta, and Trifecta wagering. If these terms are new to you, we'll explain them throughout the performance. We also have a couple specialty wagering options. We got a pick 3 wager that begins before the start of game number 4. We have the high-paying high 5 jackpot, which begins in game number 3 with its $2,000 guarantee. And folks, that high 5 last week, it went. It was hit 5 out of 5, I believe, in 7 of 7 performances. Only one of those times was there not a single winner. So $2,000 was paid out 6 times last week. So a good opportunity to play that high 5, maybe a little more handicapable than usual here with a limited roster again this singles week. So that high 5 you got before the start of game number 3 to get those picks in. And again, that's a pick 5. You got to get the winners of games 3 through 7. If you get all those winners correct and you are the only ticket, that's how you can take home that $2,000 jackpot guarantee. We also have the all-new Mighty Ocho jackpot, which begins before the start of our first game. That's games 1 through 8. You pick the winners of those games if you get all 8 winners. And you have the only ticket there, which if you get all 8 winners, probably going to get that $2,000 pretty easily guaranteed there. That's the Mighty Ocho. And you got to get those wagers in for the Mighty Ocho before the start of our first game. Online wagering is available today at watchandwager.com. And if you're in Connecticut, mywinners.com as well. But of course, placing bets is not necessary to enjoy all that we have in store for you today. And if you're in a state perhaps where you can't, maybe bet on Watch and Wager or My Winners. How about that Fantasy Jai-Alai game? FantasyJai-Alai.com. We offered cash prizes last week, and as long as we have 100 players, which we should be pretty good on 100 players. We saw a couple more people joined, and we had 104 last week. So as long as there are 100 entries actively gaining points for this week, week number 12, we will have another $100 on the line. It's free to play, and you can take home $100 plus a U.S. National Jai-Alai Championship hat. That is the prize that was scheduled for the month of July. So FantasyJai-Alai.com. Perhaps if you're in a state where you can't wager, that's a good way to play along with the action. And we do have one scratch in today's performance. A scratch is when a player who was supposed to play today is out of the program. That scratch is going to be number 24, Cool Fitness, dealing with a concussion. Thought he was going to be back here today, but want to make sure that he is all right there with the concussion, so hold him out a little bit. That's only going to affect the first 2 games of this performance, so Cool Fitness is scratched, and here will be the full scratch of Cool Fitness as it affects today's performance. In Game 1, Post 7, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness and replace him with number 22, Bueno. Game 1, Post 7, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness, replace him there with Bueno. And then game number 2, Post 8, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness and then again replace him with Bueno. Game 2, Post 8, going to scratch Cool Fitness and replace him with number 22, Bueno. That is a full rundown of the scratch of Cool Fitness as it affects this Thursday matinee performance. He's only playing in those first 2 games, and you got Bueno substituting him for both of those. And folks, we recognize that many of you are still sheltering in place or safer at home and are just trying to get by as best you can as we all confront this new normal. And of course, wherever you may be, we hope that you are safe, healthy, and we're just glad to be able to bring you Jai-Alai as sports entertainment this afternoon. We now welcome you to sit back and relax because at 12 noon, it is time to play Jai-Alai. And a couple of questions there. We said the scratch of Cool Fitness. So for fantasy, you got a couple more minutes to the start of that first game. If you happen to take him for fantasy as a $5 value, we're going to give you those couple minutes to make any changes there with Cool Fitness. So you got a couple minutes before the start of game number 1 to switch out Cool Fitness for those fantasy lineups. And another one of the questions that came up, which was a particularly good one, are you allowed to keep the same team from the week before, even though it is over the allotted amount of money? The system, that's one of the kinks in the system. The system somehow allows that to happen. We go through and make sure that all those prices, or all the winning lineups there, are under the allocated budget of $21. So if you happen to have a team that's over that $21 budget, you're just going to have to forfeit the victory there. So got to follow the rules. Keep it under $21. We understand the system allows it, but that's one of those things that we can't really control. There's nothing that we can do about it in one of the obviously things that we've been trying to work out, but there's no solution to that. So kind of the honor system there, and we double check it. So if you happen to win and you are over the budget, you will not get the prizes for that week. And now we have a couple minutes before the start of this first game. Be a good time to explain to you the scoring format for the first 7 games of this 8-game singles performance, which will feature spectacular 7 scoring. And here's the explanation. Take a look.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And now we have just under 3 minutes so we get into game number 1. Another reminder of the scratch here in our first game. You're going to, the post 7 that's going to affect, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness, replace him there with Bueno. Game 1, post 7, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness and replace him with number 22, Bueno. And today joining me in the booth, Scott Salmon. Scott, how are you?
Andrew, I'm good. I feel like it's been a while.
It has been a while there, and I got to say, last week of Highlight, just the effort in all capacity is just an unbelievable week. These guys were terrific out there.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, there were 11 guys that played every single performance, and just gave it their all, and we're back again with another week of singles only. It was exciting last week.
Yeah.
I think we all enjoyed it. The fans enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. Players enjoyed it. So we're back again with another week of singles play. We do hope later in the week to be getting 1 or 2 more guys back. We're hopeful that potentially Jedin and Anderluck will be back before the weekend's over.
Yep.
See a little bit of action. So there's some good news on that horizon. A little disappointing that Cool Fitness didn't satisfy concussion protocol. But as I said, hopefully a couple guys back before the end of the weekend, and another great week of singles play, and a lot of fun. Everyone was hitting the high five. That seems to be the national pastime last week. So
absolutely.
Hopefully everyone gets in there and plays that high five before game number 3, and we'll have some fun, and we'll see some good highlight.
Yeah, good time to do it. As we said, once everyone starts to come back here, that high five's going to be the hardest to hit probably in the history of this program here. So get your shots in now while you can still hit it there. And as you said, a couple of guys really taking advantage of that singles only week. How about Ron? 13 singles victories last week. He jumped all the way from, I think it was 7th place in the standings to a solo 2nd. Now just 2 games behind Douglas. So unbelievable jump there, and guy that missed the first couple weeks of the season too. So that's going to be a great battle. Now you got Douglas, Ron, Ikeda as the top 3 in the championship singles standings.
Yeah, the singles really got rearranged, and guys like Anderluck and Ikeda, who've been sidelined, sort of saw their victories go by the wayside, and a whole bunch of guys making a run up the ladder, led by Ron. Kubala had a great week. Carballo had a bunch of wins. So it's, as they say, it's getting a little crowded up there at the top. And with another singles week, we'll see what happens this week. And it's just going to make the whole singles more exciting as we move forward.
Absolutely. And with that, clock hits 0 minutes. We are ready to begin our first game of the day. Game number 1 of this Thursday matinee performance will be a spectacular 7 singles match. We'll be playing it up to 7 points, with all points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. To begin serving it red at post 1, we have Fred. Well, we don't have any judges yet, so tried to get the serve out there. Post 1, Fred receiving in the blue of post 2. There's Ben. Fred's serve begins game number 1. Traverse there by Ben. Rebote forehand. Played off the front wall. At the 8 line. Hard reverse. Going to get past Fred. Rebote forehand. escape to the outside. That's going to sail wide of the court. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here in this first game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt to post 3. Here's Legend. Point 3. In receive now. Green shirt to post 4. Here's Tennessee. Hard forehand there by Tennessee. Gets past Legend. That scores. Point 4. In now the black shirt to post 5. Here's number 77, El Barba. Strong reverse there by El Barba. That's cut off by Tennessee at the 9 line. This one goes deep. Robote coming out. Forehand. Good save there from El Barba. Tennessee up at the 7. Hard forehand back to the inside. Good catch. He's got it at the 9. Robote left side. It's a 2-wall. Not going to get to the front wall there. Point 5. In now for this matchup. Yellow shirt, post 6. Here's Juice. Juice has got it on the left side. Catches a piece of that side wall, sending El Barba to the outside. His forehand back to the middle of the court. Juice on a quick bounce brings it in. Hard forehand back inside. Good stop from El Barba at the 11. Goes deep. And that one tipped by Juice. Point 5. Five serves the pink shirt to post 7. Substituting forward in the Scratch Cool Fitness. There's Bueno. Bueno over the top, his forehand back inside. That missed by El Barba, point 7. In out receive, rounding out the first round of play. We have the purple shirt at post 8. Here's CRB. Nice backhand back inside. Bueno's got it. Sends this reverse deep. Robote coming out. Forehand save there. That's tight along the side wall where it's missed by Bueno. Point 8. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points through the end of the game. Returning, here's post 1, Fred. Serve gets by Fred. Point 8. Returning, here's the blue shirt at post 2, Ben. Hard reverse. CRB's going to wait for the Robote. Turns a 2-wall. Soft bounce. Going to come out to the 6 line. Ben's got it on the outside. Hard forehand back inside. Good catch by CRB. Goes for the low runner just into the top of the pad. Point 2. Ben now 3 points returning. Here's the white shirt at post 3 for this matchup. We have Legend. Legend's got it on the left side. High off the front wall. Robote's coming out. Ben stops in the middle of the court. Turns a 2-wall. Legend's going to get there on the outside. Carambola played back. Ben's got the speed to get there. One just in and out of the cesta goes point 3. Three now serves post 4. Here's Tennessee. Legend, forehand at the 12 line. 2-all, does not cut out. It's coming in the middle of the court. There's Tennessee, hard back to the inside. On a hop, Legend brings it in at the 12 line. High off the front wall again, Tennessee. He's going to bring it down. Looking for a big bounce this time. Gets over Legend first time round. Hangs with the rebote. Well, not going to reach the front wall. Point 4. It'll receive yellow post 6. Returning, here's Juice. Juice. Hard forehand. Stopped by Tennessee at the 11. Rebote out. Juice backing up. Swing and a miss there at the 8 line. Point 4. Possible game point now for the green shirt of post 4. Tennessee. He has 5 points. Into stop in post 5. Here's El Barba. Catch from Tennessee at the 10 line. Hard forehand. Missed by El Barba. That is point and game to the green shirt of post 4, Tennessee. We'll have a playoff here in this first game. 3-way playoff. To begin, post 8 will serve to post 2. We'll be deciding second and third place here. So 3 guys playing off for 2 spots. Ben, good take on the forehand. Comes over the top. CRB charging in. Good pickup there at the 9 line off a quick bounce. Rebote coming out. Left side turn from Ben back to the inside. CRB tracking it. Goes down to a knee. Going to catch a piece of the overhead screen. That's out of play. Point 2. Possible place point. That's a second place finish there for Ben. He has 5 points into stop and post 3, Legend. Serve missed by Legend there. Ben gets the point. Ben will place. Post 2. Finishes second. Now CRB will serve to Legend. This one will be for show point, third place. His 2-all. Stays tight along that side wall. Rebote hooked a little bit by CRB. 3 will show. That's third place finish for Legend. Unofficial order of finish for game 1. 4, 2, 3. 4, 2, and 3. We get the official results coming up in just a few moments. And results of game number 1 are now official there. Post 4, Tennessee getting the win in the first game of the week here. Post 2, Ben taking second. And post 3, Legend coming in third. 4-2-3 is now official there for game number 1 as these prices roll up across your screen. The $2 Quinella. The Quinella is any order on the finish. Could be 2-4 or 4-2. It's going to pay back $12 there. $12 even. How about the $2 try? 4-2-3, $113.20. And got to say, based on the lineup, they're not a horrible price there for Tennessee to win out of the 4-post. Almost $10 off $2. Certainly not a bad way to start off the day there. And coming up next, we're moving into game number 2. Game 2 will be another spectacular 7 singles match. Played it again up to 7 points, with all those points doubling after all matchups are played in the first round of play. One scratch to note here in this second game, only final game where there is going to be a scratch in this matinee performance. Game 2, post 8, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness, replace him with number 22, Bueno. Game 2, post 8, you're going to scratch Cool Fitness and replace him there with number 22, Bueno. That scratch there reflected in the entries. Standard wagering is available for this game. Win, play, show, Quinella, Exacta, Trifecta wagers are all available. And you got the high five coming up before the start of our next game, and the pick 3 coming up before the start of the game number 4 there. So you got a couple more for the pick 3. High five coming up next game. So you got to get those wagers in for those if you would like to play. And post time for our second game. That'll be coming your way now in just under 6 minutes. Just under 6 minutes till we get into this second game here on the Thursday matinee performance.
Welcome back to Week 11 of the Magic City Jai-Alai Robote Recap. This past week, the singles-only action at Magic City featured a shortened roster of just 12 players. Even with a minimized roster, the play was still wildly impressive. While Douglas is still in first place with 34 singles wins, the Golden Cesta-worthy output by Ron this past week slid Ikeda down to third place with 30 singles wins. Holding on to his position at third from the top is critical if number 23 wants to take home any bonus prize money at the end of this 2020 season. Number 22, Bueno, took advantage of the lighter roster, collecting 5 more victories to move him into fourth place with his new total of 28 singles wins. Rounding out the top 5 going into Week 12 is Tennessee, Carballo, and Kubala, all of whom have a total of 27 singles wins so far this season. Of the 3 players currently tied for 5th, Kubala made the biggest leap up the standings this past week, capturing 9 wins with his skillful display of textbook highlight. Number 7, Ben, added 7 wins to his singles total this past week, which puts him in 6th place at a 25-win clip. And we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the stellar output by number 4, Bradley. Bradley, who recently made his debut at the Magic City Fronton after recovering from an injury, found himself in the win column a total of 6 times in Week 11. After what we've seen from number 4 in just 2 weeks of play, we can expect to hear a lot of barking from the Magic City Fronton as this unconventional and freakishly athletic pelotari continues to put it all together. Of all the impressive highlight in Week 11, the most notable came from Ron with his collection of 13 wins. Number 12 not only clinched the Golden Cesta, but he also set a new season record for the most singles wins in a week. The rising star, originally hailing from the Philippines, showcased an impressive combination of catching and lethal kill shots in a nearly flawless personal performance from the first serve of the week. He started Week 11 in 7th place overall, and his dominant play propelled him all the way up to 2nd place with a total of 32 wins. Ron now sits just 4 wins shy of the current first place total. The second tournament of the Doubles Championship Series continues to be on hold. Week 12 will be another full singles schedule at Magic City, but you can expect Drew to preview the new Tournament 2 doubles teams very soon. Shout out to this week's fantasy winners, 215 High Life, PCast, DJL50, and Robote Rascals. These 4 contestants will each receive a USN Jack hat as well as a share of the first cash prize in the history of Fantasy Jai-Alai. Watch our weekly fantasy review on our Instagram page at Jai-Alai Channel for more details on the winning Week 11 lineup. Every week is a new chance to earn points for your fantasy team, so you can always come back to your team or join the league at any time. And remember, the cash prize of $100 sponsored by Magic City Jai-Alai will remain unlocked as long as there are 100 active league members in Week 12. Visit fantasyjai-alai.com to join the league for free, draft your own fantasy team, and start winning. This week's Robote play goes to number 18, CRB. CRB entered Week 11 after displaying arguably the best highlight of his young career in Week 10. Though he struggled to produce the same lightning-in-a-bottle performance as last week, fans can always count on number 18 to maintain his composure. In typical CRB fashion, his display of unparalleled effort, heart, and determination resulted in this diving, tumbling Robote save that earned him this Robote Play of the Week.
Forehand back inside. Crossing the side wall. Perfectly. CRB. Full extension dive. Doing a somersault. Unbelievable. I'm speechless, CRB. And we got now just under a minute till we get into this second game. Another reminder of this scratch here for game number 2. It's going to affect post 8 there. You're going to scratch Cool Fitness, replace him with Bueno. Game 2, post 8, scratch Cool Fitness, and replace him with Bueno. And that win there for Tennessee coming in this first game of the day. I mean, we told you those championship singles standings were jam-packed at the top. How about Tennessee, that win jumping him into a tie for 4th place now with Bueno. He is only 2 games outside of that final bonus money spot. We pay out the top 3. $15,000 goes to the first place finisher, $10,000 to second, $5,000 to third there. So Tennessee only 2 games outside of that third and final bonus money spot there. So all important finish there in the top 3. Tennessee working his way back into the top 3 as now we are ready to get into game number 2 as the clock hits 0 minutes. We're ready to begin Game 2. Game 2, another spectacular 7 singles match will be played up to 7 points, with all those points doubling after all matchups are completed in the first round of play. To begin this second game, serving in the red at post 1, we have Juice. Receiving the blue at post 2, there's Tennessee. Juice's serve there begins game number 2. On the forehand now, just above the pad at the 10 line. That forehand scores. Point 1. 1 first up on the board here in this second game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt at post 3. Here's Legend. Sidearm forehand stays inside. Juice has got it out of the air. Goes for the carom again. Working for him this week, too. Point 1. In receive for this matchup, the green shirt to post 4. Here's Fred. Reverse. Fred hard reverse played at the 11. Here's Juice. Gives him the Dejada. Knew it was a little too far. Comes out to the 8 line. Fred's forehand going to get away from him into the overhead screen. That's out of play. Point 1. 1 now, 3 straight points to open up this game. And receive black shirt to post 5. We have CRB. It's served by Juice. CRB's got it. Low runner, taking on the forehand. Goes for the carom, cuts out slightly. CRB's got the speed to get there. It's Cortada back to the inside. Juice runs under it on the forehand, takes it. Goes high off the front wall. Robote, left side, he goes to the ground. That's a 2-wall save, backing up Juice. That one's going to bounce twice and score. Point 5. And receive post 6, here's Ben. Robote forehand going back forward is CRB. That one's going to hit the front wall. Ben up at the 4 line. Gives him the Dejada. Not going to get there. That's a great shot from Ben. The soft play scores. Point 6. He'd receive for this matchup. Pink shirt at post 7. Here's El Barba. Point 7. It'll receive now rounding out the first round of play. We have the purple shirt of post 8. Here's number 22, Bueno, substituting for Cool Fitness. Nice reverse there back to the inside. El Barba missed it on the back end. Point 8. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points through the end of the game. Returning, here's Post 2, Tennessee. Tennessee at the 9 line. His reverse to the inside. What a catch there by Bueno going up the wall. Robote comes out. Save there just above the pad. Bueno's going to get there. Up at the 5 line. Over the top. Back to the inside. Tennessee missed it first time. Gets a cesta on it. That one's going to hit. Bueno now, middle of the court. At the 5 line. Gives him the carom. That's a good shot. Lands just inside the line. Scoring point 8. Bueno now 3 points. Returning. Here's the white shirt to Post 3, Legend. Backing up Legend, good catch off the serve. His 2-all comes out middle of the court. Bueno over the top, back inside. On a hop, he brings it in at the 11 line. Played to the corner of that front wall. That's cut off from Bueno up at the 6. Goes deep with that reverse. Robote. Not going to be played there by Legend at the 8 line. Scores for Bueno, point 8. Possible game point now for Bueno. He has 5 points. In to stop in Post 4, Fred. Low runner back inside, scooped up by Bueno, but that reverse gonna get away from him into the overhead screen. That's out of play. This game will continue. Point 4. Fred now on the board with 2 points. Returning, here's Post 1, Juice. Reaches up, Juice brings in the serve. Hard forehand over the top. Fred lets it pass. Robote back in. That's a great save. Picked it off barely above the ground. Now it's going to score for Fred. Way to hang in there. Point 4. Fred now 4 points. Returning, here's the black shirt to Post 5 for this matchup. We have CRB. Nice serve there from Fred. CRB's got it on the left side. Off the sidewall. Fred picks it out of the air. Hard reverse. Robote to the middle of the court. That's a 2-wall. Fred. He's got it. Forehand back to the inside. CRB at the 10 line. The middle of the court there gives him the Dejada. That one into the top of the pad. Point 5. Returning, here's the yellow shirt to Post 6, Ben. CRB in and out of the cested goes at the 9 line, point 6. Ben now with 3 points. Here's El Barba, Post 7. Forehand missed by Ben, point 7. El Barba now with 3 points. Returning, here's Post 2, Tennessee. Big reverse from Tennessee. El Barba turns that. Robote comes out middle of the court. Good catch low from Tennessee. Sidearm back inside. Where that's tipped, point 2. Tennessee now on the board in this second game. Returning, here's Post 3, Legend. That one's an underserve. Serve's got to land between the 4 and 7 line. That one came up short of the 4. Point 3. 3 on the board with 2 points, but returning with possible game point. Here's Post 8, Bueno. He has 5 points. Our diverse legend reaches up. That's going to be tipped for the win. That is point and game to the purple shirt of Post 8, Bueno. Ford will place, meaning they take second place. That is Fred. The remaining teams will pair off and play off for show point. To begin, Post 1 will serve to Post 5. Big reverse. Robote coming out to the 9. That one into the top of the pad from Juice, 0.5. Post 6 will now serve to Post 7 here. Ben will serve to El Barba. The winner will take on CRB for show point, third place. First back inside. Good pickup by Ben at the 11. Here's El Barba. Goes deep. Ben turns. Keeps it to the inside. That one tipped by El Barba, 0.6. CRB will now serve to Ben. Post 5 serving Post 6. This is for show point, third place. Ben goes high off the front wall. CRB running it down. Turns the Robote to the outside. Ben's going to get there at the 8. Gives him a carom that does not cut out. CRB on the forehand now from the outside. He returns a carom. That will score. What a shot from CRB. Gives him the show. It's going to do it there for this second game. Unofficial order of finish, 8-4-5. 8-4 and 5. We'll get the official results coming up in just a few moments. And the results there, game number 2, are now official. Post 8, Bueno, he substituted for Cool Fitness. Gets the win there. Post 4, Fred taking second. And Post 5, CRB coming in third. 8-4-5 is now official for game number 2. The $2 quinella, that's 4-8 or 8-4. Pays back $58. One of the higher quinellas we've seen there in a while. $58 even off a $2 bet. And then a 50-cent trifecta, 50 cents there. 8-4-5 going to return 302.85. Coming up next, we're moving into our third game here of this Thursday matinee performance. Game 3 will be another one of those spectacular 7 singles matches played again up to 7 points, with all those points doubling after matchups are played in the first round of play. Game 3 also marks the start of that high 5, folks. The high 5. It's a pick 5. Pick the winners of games 3 through 7. If you get all those winners correct and you are the only ticket to have those numbers, you get to take home $2,000. That is the minimum guarantee in that jackpot today. $2,000. And as we said, it was hit every performance last week. 7 of 7. It was hit 5 out of 5 times. Only one of those times was there multiple tickets there. So we had a lot of winners there on that $2,000, 5 of 5, one winner. Get those bets in there for the high 5. This is your last and final time to get those wagers in. You have about 6 minutes to do so. 6 minutes before we get into game number 3. Well, about 5 minutes. You already see that high 5 pool up to nearly 1,600. Game 3 start now in just under 5 minutes.
I love Jai-Alai. I think Jai-Alai's a beautiful game. My favorite part of playing Jai-Alai would be that I get to compete. I get to come into a facility with other competitors that are trying their hardest. I get to come out here and try my hardest. Win or lose, you feel a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day after coming in and giving it your all. My 2020 goal is when you open up the program, it should say Chris Bueno, win percentage, 150 or better, and in the money percentage, 400 or better. I'm gonna finish every game that I get possible game point.
And that was Bueno there with the win. Win number 29 for him on the season. So we said him and Tennessee were tied after Tennessee's victory in game 1. Now Bueno breaks it there, just one game behind Decatur for third place in those championship singles standings. And with a couple more minutes till that third game, I understand that we may have a couple of new viewers that are wondering what the heck's going on with this sport. How exactly is it played? Well, here's this video that will explain in simpler terms how the game of Jai-Alai is played. Take a look.
The main rule of Jai-Alai is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then, in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in Jai-Alai. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a Jai-Alai player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
Okay, now just under 3 minutes till we get into game number 3. You see the high five pool there. A little over 1550 there. That's how much has been bet into it today alone. No carryover in that high fives. As we said, it was hit in every performance there, so you had about 2 minutes to get those wagers in.
Andrew, I see you got the beverages lined up there. We've got an iced coffee. It looks like 4 waters and something. Is that left over from last week? The last one over there? It's scaring me a little.
Yeah, this is like a powdered drink. You know, they have those like energy drinks. You put some powder in it and you get some water and it does the trick for you.
I mean, the players are working hard, but the listeners should know that the announcer's working pretty hard.
You got to stay hydrated.
You got to see this array of drinks, folks. I mean, you won't believe it.
It's pretty crazy. I feel bad for the people. They keep bringing the water down here every day. I think they should know. Like, let me finish one of these before they bring them down here.
Yeah, you're going to be a distributor before the season's over here in this water product.
Yeah,
we got. Absolutely. No, Andrew's ready to go. He's doing a yeoman's job. Carried it all last week, and we're waiting for Stu to come back. But Andrew's got a few more days of this, so he will stay hydrated. And with his are we going to plug? Is that Dunkin' Donuts or who?
This is McDonald's iced coffee.
McDonald's iced coffee.
You got to say that out of all the iced coffees in the world, McDonald's, people will say that is one of the best fast food, quick places to get iced coffee. They have the best around. So plug for McDonald's there, but great iced coffee.
Very good.
Cheap too, less than $2. So
hey,
how about that?
The price is good. The taste is good. We have to have a French fry debate after this next game. I was listening to another sports radio station yesterday talk about French fries.
Well, I had some McDonald's fries last night. I see loading up on the McDonald's these last couple meals here, so I'm pretty well suited for that debate.
All right, well, you're hydrated. We're ready to go. We're about a minute away. The high five pool is up over 1,700. Yep. People are recognizing what a great bet this is. So if you're inclined to make a wager or two, the high five and the pick 3 are where you want to make those wagers. We're a minute away. The action's good. The guys are playing great. And the standings seem to be changing with every game.
Every single game there, as we said. I mean, Tennessee and Bueno were tied there, and now Bueno with the win in game number 2 puts him just one outside of third place. So maybe Bueno, Tennessee could sneak up into that third and final spot of the bonus payouts here as we get into game number 3. Game 3, as we said, the start of that high five will be another spectacular 7 singles match played up to 7 points, with all those points doubling after all matchups are played in the first round of play. To begin serving in the red of post 1 here, we have Fred, and receiving the blue post 2, there's Tennessee. Fred serve there, begins game number 3. Hard forehand inside by Tennessee. Fred goes back, gets a cess on it. That's going to hit off the front wall. Tennessee charging in full speed. Hard forehand. Tip there by Fred. Point 2. Two first up on the board here in this third game. That'll bring to the court the white of post 3. Here's Legend. Sidearm forehand from Legend. Tennessee tried to take it low. That one just tipped. Point 3. Three serves the green shirt to post 4. In for this matchup, we have El Barba. Legend tried to scoop it up at the 9 line. That one gets by. Point 4. In now, black shirt to post 5. Here's Juice. Serve missed by Juice. Point 4. In comes yellow shirt to post 6. Here's CRB. Serve missed by CRB. Point 4. And now we have the pink shirt of post 7. Here's Bradley. Bradley, hard forehand over the top. El Barba waits for the rebote. That one missed there at the 10 line. Point 7. Now to receive here, rounding out the first round of play. Here's the purple shirt of post 8. We have Ben. Ben takes that serve, plays a nice reverse. Caught from Bradley at the 9 line. And folks, that is interference. We will replay that point. Looked like Bradley may have gotten in the way on Ben's throw there going behind him. That is interference. We will replay this point. Bradley serves to Ben. Hard reverse there from Ben. Bradley diving back for it. It's going to score there for Ben, point 8. That will do it now for the first round of play. All matchups are worth 2 points through the end of the game. Returning here is post 1, Fred. Catch by Fred. Big reverse. Ben coming out to the 6 line and makes that save to the middle of the court. Here's Fred. Gives him the carom. Ben not going to get there. That scores for Fred. Great shot, point 1. Returning here's Tennessee, post 2. Fred leaping, brings it in at the 8 line. Hard back inside. That's missed by Tennessee, point 1. Fred now 4 points. Returning here's Legend for this matchup. White shirt to post 3. That one was an overserve. Flew just beyond the 7 line. Point 3. In now, post 5, Juice. Juice's 2-wall does not cut out. Legend goes back for the rote. Can't get the throw off. Point 5. Here's post 6, CRB. That one along the sidewall. Rebote comes out for Juice. Gets it up coming to the middle of the court there. CRB, hard forehand back inside. That one tipped, will score. 0.6. Six on the board with 2 points. Returning, here's El Barba. Slight 2-wall. Good catcher from El Barba on the forehand. Over the top. Missed by CRB at the 11 line. 0.4. Possible game point now for El Barba. He has 5 points. It is stopped in post 7, Bradley. Bradley winds up that forehand that it's tipped by El Barba, 0.7. Returning here's post 8, Ben. Bradley turns in the middle of the court. Keeps that rebote right along the side wall. Great catch from Ben. At the 11, comes over the top. Backing up, hand on the wall, there's Bradley. Ben steps inside. Forehand rebote save. That's going to hit above the pad. Bradley not getting there. 2 bounces, scores 0.8. Returning here's post 2, Tennessee. Low reverse there, caught by Ben. His reverse back inside. Tennessee waits for the rebote. Turns it out middle of the court. Ben's got it on the left side from the outside. Played it back to the corner. Good catch there, reaching out is Tennessee. Gets it high off the front wall. There's Ben. Slight 2-wall. Going to take Tennessee to the outside. He's got it. His play scores 0.2. Returning here's post 1, Fred. Tennessee, got it. Forehand. Stop there by Fred at the 10 line. Plays it back inside. Tennessee brings it in. Goes outside. Fred on the move. He's got it. This carambola will send Tennessee back to the middle of the court now. Fred caught it a little high off the front wall with the Dejada, but that's going to score. Talked about how those slow ones could be tough to catch. Good example there. Scores for Fred, 0.1, giving him possible game point. With 6 points, and to stop him, we have Legend. Fred cuts it off at the 10. His forehand stays inside. There's Legend. Leaping is Fred. He's got it. Play to the corner of that front wall again. On a hop, Legend brings it down. Sidearm forehand, back inside. Fred lets it pass. Rebote forehand goes outside. That's out of play. This game will continue 0.3. Game point now for Legend. Possible game point. He has 5. In receive here, post 5, Juice. Juice, forehand just above the pad. Legend on the move. He's got it. Hard forehand. Reaching back is Juice. Makes a great... Rebote as he goes to the ground. Sending Legend to the outside. There's Legend now. Forehand. Caught by Juice. Gives him the carom. That one into the pad. That is point and game to the white shirt of post 3, Legend. No playoff here. One's going to place and 4 shows. What a game there. Unofficial order of finish for game 3. 3, 1, 4. 3, 1, and 4. We'll get the official results coming up in just a few moments.
Andrew, had Stu been here, we would be reviving him right now with the smelling salts.
we would have to.
Juice almost taking Legend's head off there, but under control. Everyone can breathe a sigh of relief.
I was going to say those little Stu-isms where he goes off the mic and has a little, oh my God, it's rubbing off on me too. That was a collective sigh of relief as long as everyone's okay and Legend there gets the win.
And that should shake up the high five a little bit, hopefully.
I think, a lot of those games in the high five, I think games 5 through 8, I'm not sure if anyone outside of Carballo, Kubala, or Ron won any of those games 5 through 7. There was the last 3 legs of that high five there, so Legend coming in, certainly a different option that was in any of those performances there last week as we see the results. Well, I'll give you the official result there. 3-1-4 is official for our third game. Post 3, Legend with the win. Post 1, Fred taking second. There's post 4, El Barba coming in third. The $2 Quinella, that is 1-3 or 3-1. It's any order. 77-20. Nice payout on that Quinella. Especially with a couple of those lower numbers there. As we wait for the trifecta price to roll back around.
It was a pretty nice try, pretty sure. So here we go.
Oh yeah, the top try just under $700, $696.60. 3-1-4 there, the combination. And coming up next, we're moving into game number 4. Game 4, another one of those spectacular 7 singles matches. We'll be playing it up to 7, all those points doubling. They're all matchups played in the first round of play. Game 4, you see, marks the start of that pick 3. The pick 3, kind of like it sounds. You pick the winners of games 4, 5, and 6. And that's not a jackpot wager, so depending on how much is bet in the pool, that will be will depend on how much is paid out there. That's all part of the pick 3. And that will be starting here before the start of this 4th game, so last chance to get any of those wagers in. And post time will be coming up in just under 6 minutes till we get into that 4th game here on this Thursday matinee performance.
Congratulations to this week's Fantasy Jai-Alai winners, 215 High Life, PCast, DJL50, and Rabote Rascals. All 4 of these teams tied for the win with an all-time high of 220 points with the roster of singles players Ron, Kubala, and El Barba. These 4 teams picked the most expensive player on the roster, Ron. Coming in at a $10 value in Week 11, Ron turned out to be well worth the heavy price tag. Number 12 found the win column 13 times, which majorly contributed to his roster-leading and record-setting 88 fantasy point total. The winning teams also had the second highest point scorer for Week 11, Kubala. Number 25, who was listed at a $6 value, ended with a total of 70 fantasy points with an in-the-money output of 1 quad finish, 4th place, 3 shows, 3rd place, 6 places, 2nd place, and 9 impressive wins of his own. Kubala outscored the only other $6 value player, CRB, by over 60 fantasy points. And for the 2nd week in a row, the difference maker for the Week 11 winning teams was El Barba. At only a $5 value, El Barba outperformed higher-priced players on the roster like Carballo, a $9 value player, Tennessee at $8, and Bradley at $7, with his impressive collection of 4 shows, 8 places, and 6 wins. With a week total of 62 fantasy points, number 77 and his magical beard tied Ben Ambueno for the 3rd highest points total in Week 11. All in all, we'd say that a team made up of the top 3 fantasy scorers is pretty tough to beat. Great picking by all of this week's fantasy winners. We applaud you. The 4 lucky Week 11 winners will each get a share of the first ever cash prize in the history of Fantasy Jai-Alai. And with this win, all 4 4 teams are now also in the running for the special one-of-a-kind prize at the end of this 2020 season. It's important to note that the cash prizes will remain unlocked for the duration of this season as long as there are 100 or more active teams in the league. And once the league hits 200 active members, the weekly cash prize for a single winner will increase to $200 thanks to Magic City Jai-Alai, which sponsors all of our prizes. Fantasy Jai-Alai is completely free to play, so help us spread the word. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just choose your team name, pick your players, and watch your progress on the Jai-Alai channel. Every week is a brand new chance to win. You can find more details regarding the Fantasy League on the Instagram page at Jai-Alai Channel or at fantasyjai-alai.com.
And congratulations to last week's fantasy winners. There are actually 4 of them there, tied for first place, and actually took home the first cash prize ever given out in that Fantasy Jai-Alai game. As we said, as long as there are 100 active players this week, we'll have $100 on the line once more, in addition to that U.S. National Jai-Alai Championship hat.
And Andrew, did you see the geographic spread on our 4 winners?
And we saw the spread all across the country there, and it's Jai-Alai is growing nationally too.
Alive and well. I mean, I think we spanned it. I mean, we hit 2 in North Florida,
2 in North,
1 in Pennsylvania, and then all the way to Hawaii.
All the way to Hawaii.
So when you're
west.
going Florida to Hawaii, you got the country pretty much covered. I mean, short of Alaska, we got everything in there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's very cool to see. And all the comments there about the Fantasy League, we appreciate that, and we'll keep it going for you guys as long as everyone seems to be having a good time with it. And we said 100 active participants. We'll know that exactly after we post the scores here after this first matinee performance. So before that second performance today, we will update you if there will be another $100 on the line for this week, which it looks like there should be. May not get to 200 yet. Once we reach 200, that prize will be up to 200, but should be another $100 on the line here for this week.
Yeah, keep that number over 100, and we'll keep giving those cash prizes away. So it's sort of like cash or no cash, and Andrew will let you know before the 4 p.m.
Yes, before that 4 p.m. performance there. And Scott, someone here wanted to know, actually, he said, we'd love to hear Scott's thoughts on the high five, still committed and going strong on it. So I'd like to hear what you think about that.
We're committed. We're committed. Yeah. I don't know how long the money's going to hold out at the pace we're going here, but no, we're absolutely committed. And look, when the pools are up, today's pool was 1,700 or so. That's great. You know, you're getting up close to the guarantee. So I'm sure it's going to switch around and it'll carry over for 4 or 5 performances. And as Andrew's been saying, when the full crew is back playing, it gets much harder to hit the high five. But it's not going away. It's going to be there. So take advantage of it now and keep playing it, because the money just accrues and gets paid back to the bettors.
Right.
Maybe someone will hit it in this performance, maybe not. I think with Legend winning the 3rd game, it should make it a little bit tougher. Yeah, because I'm sure most of the money in Game 3 was going on Bradley, Ben, Tennessee, El Barba. So might spread it around a little. But we're committed. We're going forward. You guys just keep pounding away and having fun out there.
If you keep betting it, we'll keep having it here, as we're now 0 minutes to game number 4. Let's get into that 4th game. It'll be another spectacular 7 singles match, up to 7 points. Points double after all those matchups in the first round of play. You guys probably know the drill by now. To begin this 4th game, serving in the red at post 1, we have Fred, and receiving in the blue post 2, there's Tennessee. Fred serve there begins game number 4. Forehand back inside, crashing into the wall. There's Tennessee. Just above the pad, his forehand scores. Sent that one outside. Point 2. Two first up on the board in this 4th game. And receive now, white shirt at post 3. Here's Juice. Tennessee missed it first time around, hangs with it, makes that rebote save. On a hop, that one tipped by Juice, point 2. And for this matchup, green shirt at post 4, here's El Barba. El Barba's got that serve, keeps it inside. Tennessee makes a good catch at the 9 line. Here's El Barba. Goes deep. Rebote coming way out there. Tennessee up at the 7 line, turns that forehand. That one's going to get by to score, point 2. In for this matchup, black should post 5. Here's Bradley. Nice reverse played from Bradley. Robote left side miss there from Tennessee, point 5. And receive yellow shirt to post 6. Here's Legend. Low forehand back inside. Legend backed up to the 13. His forehand gets away from him. Into that overhead screen, out of play, point 5. In for this matchup, you have the pink shirt to post 7. There's Bueno. Bradley makes an adjustment to get that forehand rebote off the front wall, sending Bueno up to the 4 line. What a catch from Bradley. Just pulled that one out of the air to stop it. Wow. Keeps this one to the inside. There's Bradley. His reverse going to pass Bueno. Rebote, left side as he goes to the ground. Keeps play alive. Backing up on a hop. He's got it. Hard forehand. That's tight along the side wall. Sneaks by Bueno to score. Great point there for Bradley. Point 5. And receive now, rounding out the first round of play, we have the purple shirt of post 8. Here's CRB. Reverse play to the corner of the front wall. Bradley cuts it off at the 7. Hard reverse. Taken there by CRB on a good catch. Bradley now up at the 9. Goes a little softer on the reverse. Plays this one to pass. CRB up at the 8 line. Makes that forehand rebote save. Here's Bradley now. Hard forehand now. CRB again. Bradley, that reverse going to get away from him. Point 8. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points to the end of the game. Here's post 1. Back to receive, we have Fred. CRB tried to run under it, cuts it off, goes back, a full extension dive. That's that effort you see here at Magic City. Not going to reach the front wall there, but great effort from CRB. Point 1. That one's going to score for Fred. And receive now, post 3 for this matchup, we have Juice. Juice, big forehand. Stays inside. Fred, his rebote save just wide of the court. That's out of play, point 3. Returning, here's post 4, El Barba. That one's an overserve. Flew past the 7 line. Point 4. Here's post 2, Tennessee. Rebote left side from El Barba, back to the inside. Here's Tennessee, good pickup on the left side. Another rebote save, that one hooked short of the pad, point 2. Possible game point now for Tennessee out of post 2. He has 5 points. In to stop him, the yellow shirt, post 6, Legend. Tennessee, good catch on the left side, up at the 8 line, hard reverse. It's going to pass Legend. Rabote, left side by Legend. 2-wall, sending Tennessee to the middle of the court. On a quick bounce, brings it down. Forehand. There's Legend on a hop. This one's going to stay right along that side wall. Tennessee, forehand. Rabote escapes outside. Game will continue here, point 6. Legend now on the board with 2 points. Here's post 7. Bueno. Tip there by Legend. Point 7. Bueno now on the board. Returning, here's post 5, Bradley. Bradley crouches down, makes that catch on the forehand side. Bueno tried to scoop it up. That one tipped, point 5. Possible game point now for Bradley. He has 5 points. In to stop him, post 8, CRB. CRB takes that serve at the 12. Catches a nice bounce. Well, for CRB, he's going to land in and score there. Point 8, this game will continue. 8 now with 3 points. Here's post 1. Returning, we have Fred. CRB goes outside. Fred tipped it. Good shot from CRB there. The outside placement working. Point 8. Possible game point now for CRB with 5 points. It is stop in post 3. Here's Juice. Juice hard forehand. CRB gonna let it pass. Rabote left side. Not gonna get there. Continues again here. Point 3. Here's post 4. El Barba. Great serve by Juice. Better catch from El Barba off the serve. Backing up. Missed at the 12 line. Point 4. El Barba now with 4 points, but returning again with possible game point. Here's post 2, Tennessee. Big reverse. El Barba on the move. He's got it at the 7. Turns that 2-wall. Tennessee got there on the outside. That one just juggled. Point 4. El Barba now with possible game point with 6 points. To stop him, here's post 6, Legend. El Barba backs up, takes it on a high bounce. His forehand stays inside. That's missed by Legend for the game. That is point and game to the green shirt of post 4, El Barba. Back with the celebration here. El Barba wins it out of post 4 there. We'll have a 3-way playoff to determine, to determine place and show. Post 5 will serve to post 8 to begin this playoff. This point is for place. The next point will be for show. Winner of this will take second. Here's Bradley serving to CRB. That's an overserve. 8 will place. 8 will take second. Now Tennessee will serve to Bradley. This is for show, third place. Reaching up, Tennessee makes a nice catch. Hard reverse. Played back to Bradley at the 11. He goes deep. A little too hard. Catches that overhead screen. Post 2, Tennessee will show. Unofficial order of finish there for Game 4. 4-8-2. 4-8-2. We get those official results coming up in just a few moments. And the results here, Game 4 are now official. Post 4, El Barba taking the win. Post 8, CRB. Yes, a top 2 finisher for CRB. Someone pointed that out. It's been over a week since he got there in the top 2. Good to see him finally get off the schneid there. I mean, played really well. That was another one of the examples. CRB played a great game. Had an opportunity there to sneak outside of the top 2, but good for him there. Gets in second place there. And then post 2, Tennessee coming in third. 4-8-2 was the official finish there for our fourth game. And as I was talking, all the prices rolled off except the 50-cent try-box price. So we'll wait for that quinella and the trifecta. Obviously that try, not a bad try there. The 482 should be around 500 or so. Yep, 506.60. And then the $1 quinella. $1 quinella, that's 4-8 or 8-4. Any order there, going to pay back $60.70. $1 quinella is $60.70. Coming up next, we have game number 5. Game 5, you guessed it, another spectacular 7 singles match. Again, up to 7 points with all those points doubling after all matchups are played in the first round. A couple new players coming in this 5th game. You see Carballo, you see Kubala, and you see Ron there. Last week's Golden Cesta winner with 13 wins. See if he can put together be about the 6th week in a row that he's had at least 4 wins. Last week, obviously, with 13, so crush that total. But Ron's been playing great. See if he can keep it up here in this 5th game. I'll be coming your way in just about 5 minutes. Just about 5 minutes till we get into game number 5.
I really got the name El Barba from Coach JR. You know, like the first day I came into practice, he was like, "Oh, La Barbas." You know, he called me the beard. And, you know, it kind of just stuck. The most frustrating aspect of highlight for me probably would be anticipation. Because the ball's going so fast, you don't have time to wait to see where the ball's going to be thrown. It's frustrating, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm playing a sport for money, okay? My goal is to go out there, win every point, as soon as I step on the court, win the game, and call that game a day. You know, that's it.
Imagine the perfect mixture of athletics, spectacle, and speed. Highlight.
Let's design a Conan O'Brien or Conan superhero.
Sure.
Oven mitts. Maybe there's some steam coming off the mitts because I took a focaccia out of the oven. Oh, a highlight glove in the other one. That'd be great.
Have you ever played highlight?
Actually lacrosse, but it's highlight for white people.
I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is Steve-O. This is highlight.
Jai-Alai is like handball, only you fling the ball and catch the ball with this basket thing.
It's more complicated than that. And dangerous.
It's got the same fingerprint as baseball, only better. A special stadium called a fronton. And you can sit real close, which is a thrill because the ball goes 175 miles an hour.
I can serve this pelota almost 200 miles an hour.
Big whoop, that little squishy. Jesus, is this made of limestone?
It's a dangerous game, amigo.
It's called a cesta. It's made of reeds from the Pyrenees.
The ball is called a pelota.
Lightning ball.
Oh, good God.
And now a couple minutes, 3 minutes actually, till we begin this fifth game. And as we said, think of these games 5 through 8 as kind of those middle feature games. So usually had games 8 and 9 of our program. A couple weeks ago were those feature games, closing out for you. So games 5 through 8 will feature some of the best guys we have playing active on this roster still. So another reminder for this week. This week will be all singles play as well. 8 game singles performances. We have 2 today, 12 and 4. We'll have 2 tomorrow, 12 and 4. Those are the start times for our performances. We'll be back Saturday. We'll have that 4 o'clock performance and 8 p.m. performance, so 2 on Saturday, and then we close it out with that 1 performance on Sunday at 12 noon. That will be the schedule. Actually, just confirmed, that will be the schedule through the rest of the season there through November, so that will be Magic City Jai-Alai through the end of the season. 2 on Thursday, 12 and 4. 2 on Friday, 12 and 4. Those 2 on Saturday, 4 and 8, and then 1 to close it out on Sunday afternoon at 12 noon. So, folks, as you all know, the U.S. National Jai-Alai Championship there was supposed to be played next week, and that had been postponed. Obviously not canceled. We were postponing that. But the good people here at Magic City, obviously, we don't want you to go through any Jai-Alai withdrawal. And we had, for the 4th of July, we had the little interview there with Andrew Luck. The people seem to appreciate any sort of content there. So they've been working hard to put together a little something, and we want to do something a little Jai-Alai related, actually. Get some real live action there. We can't say much about it yet, but make sure to keep your calendars marked there for Saturday, July 25th. That was going to be one of those days for the tournament. Saturday, July 25th. It's going to be something happening around the evening. We have 3 words for you: exhibition doubles duel. So it's going to be happening Saturday, July 25th, exhibition doubles duel. More details will come on that, but that is going to be Saturday, the 25th of July. That'll be next Saturday evening. We will not have any Jai-Alai next week. We'll just have that Saturday evening little, as we call it here, the 3 words, exhibition doubles duel. So we'll get you more details when we have those. And of course, we're going to have something a little interactive as well for the people there. So it's going to be a non-wagering type event, but we're going to figure out a way to make it interactive for you guys, some sort of fantasy contest or just any contest in general, to have a little incentive for you guys watching at home. As we are now 0 minutes to game number 5, let's get into that 5th game. Game number 5 will be another spectacular 7 singles match, played up to 7 points. Points doubling after all matchups are played in the first round of play. Serving in the red at post number 1 here, we have Carballo. And receiving a blue post 2, here's Tennessee. Carballo goes down to the ground, makes that rebote save, gets out of the way. Here's Tennessee. Outside placement. Little too far outside. Point 1. 1 first up on the board here in this 5th game. That'll bring to the court. White shirt to post 3. We have Kubala. Rebote, left side. Slight 2-all comes outside. Goes for the high scoop in and out of Kubala's cesta. The ball goes. Point 1. In for this matchup, green shirt to post 4, we have Juice. Hard forehand, sends Carballo middle of the court. Plays it back inside, Juice has got it. That 2-all does not cut out, Carballo's got it low. What a stop there from Juice. That one just above the pad on the left side. Gives that quick release right back. That's going to score. Point one. Blood now serves Blackshear to post 5. Here's Bueno. Carballo now over the top, his forehand. Stopped by Bueno. Great catch. Runner to the inside, lets it pass. Rebote on the back end. Keeps play alive now. Here's Bueno at the 9. Delivers this reverse. Not going to pass Carballo. He's got it. Goes outside. There's Bueno. Missed the rebote. Point one. Carballo now 4 points. Here's post 6, Bradley. Forehand rebote save. Here's Bradley. Powerful forehand. Missed there by Carballo. Gets by to score. Point 6. Here's post 7 in to receive. Ron. Bradley brings it in on the left side. Goes deep. Rebote comes out. On the left side, turned back to the inside by Ron. What a catch here from Bradley. Gives a carom from the inside. That's going to score. Point 6. In receive now, rounding out the first round of play. Purple shirt to post 8. Here's Ben. High bouncing serve from Bradley. Scores. Point 6. That will do it now for the first round of play. All matchups worth 2 points through the end of the game. Returning, here's post 2, Tennessee. Tennessee, good forehand. Backing Bradley up there. Makes a great catch on the forehand. And Tennessee going to juggle that one. I think is the call. Juggling is the call there on Tennessee. Point 6. Possible game point now here for Bradley. 5 points in to stop him. We have Kubala, post 3. Reverse there from Kubala. Rebote right along that side wall. Sent into the overhead screen from Bradley. This game's going to continue. Point 3. Here's post 4 returning. Juice. To the middle of the court now. Kubala, his forehand. Taken out a hop by Juice. Sidearm back to the inside. That's cut off at the 9 line. Plays this one to pass. Rebote comes out. Juice gets it off the front wall, keeping it in motion the whole way. Here's Kubala, his forehand. Juice got assessed on it. That one tipped. It's going to score. Point 3. Kubala now 4 points. Returning, here's Bueno, post 5. Robote comes out. Forehand save from Kubala. That's just above the pad. Bueno not going to get there. Point 3. Possible game point now for Kubala. He has 6 points in to stop him. Returning, here's Carballo. He's got 4 points. Kubala cuts it off at the 10. Goes deep. Robote coming way out. Carballo all the way up at the 6 there. Turns it back to the inside on a quick bounce. Kubala keeping the cesta in constant motion. Keeps play alive now. Here's Carballo. Robote, forehand hooked from Kubala. Point 1. Possible game point now for Carballo here. He has 6 points. In to stop him, we have Ron. Catch off the serve there from Ron. Big reverse coming way out. Carballo gets it up off the front wall. Here's Ron now at the 6. Low runner. Gonna pass. One-handed save. Goes to the ground. One escaped. Point 7. Ron on the board with 2 points. Here's post 8, Ben. Bote comes out. There's Ben. Right along the sidewall. Just gets it up. Winds up the Costado. Sneaks by Ben to score. Point 7. Here's post 2, Tennessee. Tennessee. Here's Karam. Waits for the rotate. Ron turns it back to the inside. Tennessee runs under it at the 11. Goes deep. Robote comes out. Forehand save from Ron. That's missed by Tennessee. Point 7. This is now game point. Ron with 6 points. Bradley with 5. Post 7 serves to post 6. This will be for the game here. Bradley charging in, takes it before it crosses the sidewall, goes outside with it, just wide. Went for broke there. That is out, point, and game to the pink shirt of post 7, Ron. We will have a playoff now for place and show. Both these guys with 6 points. Kubala will serve to Carballo. Winner will take second. Loser comes in third. Hard back inside, sneaks by Kubala first time round. He missed the rebote. 1 comes in second, and 3 will show coming in third. Unofficial order of finish there for Game 5, 7-1-3. 7-1 and 3. We'll get those official results coming up in just a few moments. Results Game 5 are now official. Post 7, Ron with the win. Post 1, Carballo takes second. Post 3, Kubala coming in third. 7-1-3 is now official for game number 5. We'll get those prices coming up actually right now. The $2 Quinella 1-7 or 7-1, $8.80. Public all over that one. The Ron Carballo Quinella back at it again this week. $8.80 off of $2. The $2 try 7-1-3, $133.20. And 7-1-3 there, Carballo, Ron, Carballo, Kubala. So with those 3 guys, actually not a bad try price there. Probably one of the highest for that combination of those 3. Coming up next, folks, we have game number 6, game 6. Another singles match here, spectacular 7 scoring. Played up to 7. Get those points doubling after all matchups are played in the first round. Of course, that's what spectacular scoring means. And game 6 is going to close out that pick 3. So you see the potential prices for the pick 3 will come up on that main betting screen after these entries flash away. And post time for that 6th game, well, that'll be coming your way in probably 6 minutes or so. About 6 minutes till we get into that 6th game as you see those potential prices for the pick 3. So what that little screen there means, it says the 4 and the 7. Post 4-1 game number 4. Post 7-1 game number 5 there. And so it shows you what the different payouts would be depending on which post comes in first place here in this 6th game, the final game of that pick 3. And in case we have any fans who may have missed this explanation video at the top of the program, well, here it is again to explain in simpler terms how the game of Jai-Alai is played. Take a look.
The main rule of Jai-Alai is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then, in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in Jai-Alai. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a Jai-Alai player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
And folks, we are back here. Ron taking the win in that 5th game, and I mean, talk about fantasy Jai-Alai. I mean, how difficult that is. You play fantasy football, you play all different types of fantasy sports, but Ron, if you had him there, he was going to be off the board. He had a game point he wasn't even involved in against. It was Carballo and Kubala there that would have kept him completely off the board. He gets his one chance in a game point defense situation against Carballo and then runs it out straight from there. 2 possible game points there, one of which he won and then one of which he defended against Carballo. Had to do a lot for Ron to get the win there. Just shows you how difficult it really is to capture those points in fantasy and just how one little bounce, one little point can really change the whole complexion of the week there. And so a couple more minutes here till we get into Game 6 as you see those potential pick 3 prices continue to roll across your screen. For those of you that played along with that fantasy highlight game last week, notice that there was a $100 prize that went to first place, and we said there will be another $100 on the line here for week number 12 this week of fantasy, so long as there are 100 people that are actively gaining points once more. So as commissioner, I can tell you that a couple more people did join in the couple of days here from Sunday to Thursday. So we had a couple new entries, and we had 104 active participants last week of people that were gaining points. So as long as all those people, all those entries are going to be back here this week, and then we have a couple more people, we should be well over that 100-person mark there, and we'll have another $100 going to the fantasy winner for this week. And you notice that a couple of more similar prices. There were 3 guys that were $8, 3 guys that were $7, and 3 guys that were $5 there. So maybe give some more varying combinations that you could possibly pick there for fantasy this week. There were about 10 or so people that had that one combination of, I think it was Bueno, Ben, and Kubala there. So we maybe want to avoid that situation in the future, because obviously, you want to take home that $100, or at least the biggest chunk of it as you can there. So that fantasy, we will update you on $100, and we'll give you that score update after this performance. Now let's get into game number 6. Game 6 will be another spectacular 7 singles match. We'll be playing it up to 7 points. All those points doubling after all matchups are played in the first round of play here. Serving in the red of post 1, we have Legend, and receiving in the blue post 2, here's Carballo. Carballo Legend serve begins game number 6. Rebote save with a decent amount of spin, sending Carballo to the outside. Goes high off the front wall, that 3-wall play. Legend gets assessed on it, send it into the overhead screen, out of play, point 2. Carballo first up on the board here in this 6th game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt of post 3. Here's Ben. Carballo back inside. Ben's going to let it pass. Waits for the rebote as he goes to the ground. Gets it up off the front wall. Carballo charging, takes it out of the air. Hard forehand, gets by to score. Point 2. Here's post 4 in receive. Bueno. Great adjustment there from Bueno off the serve. He's got it on the left side. Here's Carballo now at the 8. Low runner. Cut off. 8 line now. Bueno goes deep. Rebote forehand to the outside. Going to take a bounce in. As long as it bounces in before it hits that cage, that is good. That scores point 2. And receive post 5. Here's Bradley. Here's post 2, serving post 5, Bradley. Karam gonna sail wide. That's out of play. 0.5. In receive, yellow shirt to post 6 for this matchup. We have Tennessee. Point 5. Bradley now 2 quick points. Receive post 7. Here's Kubala. That's an overserve. That one flew beyond the 7 line, 0.7. And now rounding out the first round of play, here comes a purple shirt of post 8, Ron. Rips that reverse there, cut off by Kubala at the 9 line. Robote forehand. Played back to the inside from Ron, scooped up by Kubala. Forehand save, backing up is Kubala. He's got it at the 11. Goes high off the front wall. Cut off by Ron. Low runner back inside. That one scores, 0.8. Do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points through the end of the game. Here's post 1 returning. We have Legend. Ron, good catch there right off that side wall. Robote comes out. Not going to make the front wall there, 0.8. 0.8. Returning here's post 3, Ben. That one into the pad there for Ron, 0.3. Ben now on the board with 2 points. Here's post 4, Bueno. Ben's got it low at the 9 line. Gives him the carom. Great shot from Ben. That scores 0.3. Returning here's post 2, Carballo. Ben, good recovery there. Keeps play alive. Carballo in the middle of the court. Forehand. Stop from Ben at the 10. Robote's out. Turned back to the middle of the court. Ben's got it on the left side. Taken out of the air by Carballo. He goes deep. That one just going to hit Carballo on the move. Going to the ground. Gets it up off the front wall. And that scores. Wow. Point 2. That point gives Carballo possible game point now. He serves post 6, Tennessee. Carballo goes to the outside, fires that Robote back inside. Tennessee, a good pickup at the 10 line. Delivers this reverse. Carballo just above the pad. Tennessee with a good catch low. 3-wall play. Carballo backs up, turns it where that is into the top of the pad. This game's going to continue. 0.6. Returning here's post 5, Bradley. Point 6. Tennessee now 4 points. Here's post 7, Kubala in for this matchup. Rabote wasn't coming out to where Tennessee was at the 9 line, kind of a dead bounce. 0.7. Here's post 1, Legend. Cabal over the top with his forehand. There's Legend at the 11. Keeps it inside. That's cut off by Cabal at the 8 line. Goes deep. Rabote. Left side from Legend. It's a 2-wall. Max Cabal up. Over the top, his forehand. Looking for a big bouncer. Way to hang with it there for Legend. His reverse. And that one hooked into the pad. 0.1. Legend now on the board. Returning, here's post 8, Ron with 3 points. And that's an underserve. Came up short of the 4 line, 0.8. Possible game point now for Ron out of post 8. And to stop him, here's Bueno. Ron up in the front court, cuts it off. 6 line, hard reverse. Reaching up is Bueno, makes a great catch. This one's going to pass. Stops there at about the 9 line. Turns at Rabote. Actually going to pass Bueno. Turns it outside. Ron gets there. 3-wall play is going to score there for the win. That is point and game. Purple shirt of post 8, Ron. Carballo's going to take second here. We'll have a playoff to determine third place. Ben will serve to Tennessee. This is for show point. Ben gives him a 2-wall. Tennessee. Good hustle, going to get there. Hard forehand. The carambola. Ben had to take it there on the forehand side. Gets by to score. 0.6. That will do it. 6 takes third. Unofficial order of finish there for game number 6. A lot of 6s here. 8-2-6. 8-2 and 6 is the official result. Unofficial result. We'll get you the official results coming up here momentarily. And the results there of Game 6 are now official. Post 8, Ron with the win. That's 2 in a row for him. Post 2, Carballo taking second. And post 6, Tennessee coming in third. 8-2-6 is official there for Game 6. How about that $2 pick 3, 4-7-8? 3 of 3 numbers going to return $84. The $2 quinella, that's 2-8 or 8-2, $14.40, meaning that if you made a $2 bet there on the 2-8 or 8-2 and the quinella, that's any combination, you get paid back that $14. And as I was explaining, that missed the try price here, but we'll wait for that to shuffle back around here. And the try there, a little lower on that combo with Ron, Carballo. Tennessee coming in that last number, still lower than last game's try. Oddly enough, they're 72.40, 826. That's a $2 bet on that trifecta as well. Pays back that 72.40. Coming up next, we have that seventh game, Game 7. It's a pretty big game here. Closes out the high five final spectacular 7 singles match of this day here. A lot of things coming in this game, number 7. Played up to 7 points, with all those points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. We'll get those potential payouts for the high five. That'll be coming up here in just a few moments when we flip back to that main betting screen in post time for this 7th game, coming up now in just under 5 minutes. And you see here, one number on the board here. You got that 5. If you have the 5, which probably going to guess that's Ron, you are still alive there for the high five. One number to take home that $2,000.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. One stop, boy, $20.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlight.
I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
When I first got the email, I thought it was pranking me.
I need some clarity on this.
I went on YouTube and I Googled highlight.
I was like, Jai-Alai.
They paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
Having the work, play Division I sport, and then I had a child on the way, so I dropped out.
The crack era was tough. Sports in general was a way out of our environment.
It's really game time now, man.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
We got the streets on fire.
This is gonna be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father. Who wants it more?
This is a sacrifice I think is going to pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I gotta win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get ready to play.
And that was a trailer for the award-winning documentary Magic City Hustle, about the start of the highlight program here at Magic City. And actually saw in the chat someone asked, how long have these guys been playing? Well, most experience, most of these guys, 90% of them outside of Ron, Kubala, and Ikeda there. Everyone else was taught completely from scratch here and have been playing for at most 3 years, probably about 2.5, 3 years. So these guys are still in the infant stages of their highlight career. If you would like to see that documentary, head over to MagicCityCasino.com. That's under the highlight tab. There's a link that'll take you directly to the site, or you type in MagicCityHustle.com directly into your browser. It'll take you to the same spot, and from there you can make a $5 purchase and enjoy it as many times as you like. Coming up now on 2 minutes to this 7th game. 2 minutes till we get into game number 7. Game 7 closes out that high five. Also the final spectacular 7 singles game of this day. Game number 8 will be that superfecta 9-point singles match coming up. But of course, we got this 7th game and a lot on the line here. $2,000 more could potentially go out. That high five was hit in all the performances last week. 6 of those 7 times, as we said, were hit for $2,000. That's the minimum there. Only one of those times did multiple people have 5 out of 5. So you have to be the only winner to take home that $2,000. That's the catch there. So you see someone there with Ron here to win out of post 5. That is the only person with that combination of winners. And a little shakeup in the standings as well. So we said Ron entered the day just a couple back of Douglas for first place in the championship singles standings, and it's just almost a blur. I mean, this guy shot up from 7th place to now in a tie for first place. That is right. Ron and Douglas deadlocked at 34 wins each this season. Ron just playing, I mean, it's just flawless at this point these past couple of days. I mean, I remember on Thursday last week, he missed one ball on the forehand side, and then from there just never missed another shot. And oddly enough, kind of the same situation happened here in his first appearance. He got up, missed particularly easy forehand by Ron standards on the outside there. Almost got completely shut out of the board. Wasn't even going to be in the top 3 if it weren't for a couple of game points that saved and gave him another chance to come up there. And then Ron has not has not really lost a point or really done anything wrong since that point there, and 2 victories go along with it. So he's now tied for first place with Douglas in those championship singles standings. Congratulations to him. As we're now 0 minutes to game number 7, we will see if someone will take home another $2,000. We are ready now to begin Game 7. Game 7 closes out that high 5. Will be a spectacular 7 singles match played up to 7 points. All those points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. To begin Game 7, serving in red at post 1 here, we have CRB. Receiving the blue post 2, there's El Barba. CRB serve begins this 7th game. Rebote forehand by CRB to the inside. Gonna let it pass. Rebote. Turn back to the middle of the court. Here's El Barba reaching up. He's got it. Hard forehand. Sidearm back to the inside. That's stopped by CRB. Nice reverse. Gonna pass El Barba. Rebote left side. Turn back. And tipped there by CRB at the 10 line. Point 2. Good point to open up this 7th game. El Barba on the board first. In a receive now. White shirt to post 3. Here's Kubala. Point 2. El Barba now 2 straight points. Open up game number 7 and to receive. Green shirt to post 4. Here's Bueno. Rebote turn there by El Barba back to the inside. He stays on the ground to get out of Bueno's way. Gets back up. Let this Rebote pass. And turns it there on the forehand side. Here's Bueno. Back inside over the top. Here's El Barba. Nice catch. Goes outside with it on a quick trigger. That one's going to score. Point 2. Receive now black shirt to post 5. For this matchup, we have Ron. Rebote coming way out. El Barba stops at the 5 line, turns it on the forehand side. That's scooped up by Ron. Goes outside with the forehand. That's going to score. Point 5. And receive for this matchup, post 6. Here's Carballo. Point 5. Here's the pink shirt of post 7. We have Ben. Turns that Robote back inside. Ben goes back for it. That one hits just above the pad. Here's Ron up in the front court. Winds up the Costado back inside. It's going to bounce twice, 0.5. Receive now, rounding out the first round of play. We have the purple shirt of post 8. Here's Bradley. Bradley charges that one, fires hard back inside. There's Ron running under it. 10 line. Delivers this reverse. Robote comes out. Forehand miss by Bradley up at the 8 line. 0.5. And that will do it now for the first round of play. All matchups are worth 2 points through the end of the game. Returning here, post 1, CRB. Robote left side, that's just above the pad. CRB gets it on the outside. Is Cortada. Taken by Ron. 8 line, goes deep. Backpedaling. CRB stops at the 6 line. Turns it hard back to the inside. Ron cuts it off. Played to pass. Robote left side, diving back for it. That one just going to clip a piece of that front wall. Winds up the Costado to the inside. Gets by CRB to score. 0.5. Straight points now to a possible game point for Ron. He has 6 points in this game. And to stop him, post 3, Kubala. Robote forehand save from Ron. Gets out of the way. Kubal on a hop, brings it in. Over the top at the 9 line. Ron thought about it, waits. Plays that Robote there on the back end. High bouncer. Comes to the 12. Kubal fires at the 11. Robote forehand again. Hooked into the top of the pad. This game will continue here. 0.3. Cabal on the board now, 2 points. Here's post 4, Bueno in a receive. Robote comes out. Turn there from Bueno. Middle of the court, Kubal on a hop, brings it in. Over the top there. His forehand's going to score, 0.3. Returning to the booster to post 2, here's El Barba. Great catch by El Barba off that serve. Robote. Turn middle of the court. Backing up, he brings it in. Cut off there from Kubala at the 9 line. Good catch. Goes deep. Robote. Forehand scores. Karam Robote from El Barba. Going to get Kubala there. 0.2. Possible game point now for El Barba. He has 5 points in to stop him. Here's Carballo. Hard reverse. Robote into the pad. 0.6. Game will continue. Here's post 7, Ben, for this matchup. Ben gives him the 2-wall. Costado 2-wall winds it up. That scored 0.7. Ben now on the board. 2 points. Returning here's post 8, Bradley. Outside, here's Ben. Turns that rebote back inside. Here's Bradley now. Good catch. Low runner played back inside. That's cut off by Ben. Goes deep. Rebote forehand hard by Bradley. That's caught by Ben. Doesn't overthrow it. Bradley's going to run back for it all the way to the 10 line. Turns it outside. Where that one will score 0.8. Here's post 1, CRB. Rebote forehand by Bradley. Caught by CRB. Gives him the carom. Bradley read it. Goes outside where that is tipped 0.1. Possible game point now for Ron returning out of post 5. CRB running for the rebote into the overhead screen. That is point and game and $2,000 to somebody for the win there for post 5, Ron. No playoff here in this 7th game. 2's going to place, and 3 will show. Coming in third. Unofficial order of finish here for game number 7, 5, 2, 3. 5, 2, and 3. We'll get those official results coming up momentarily. Results there for Game 7 are now official. Post 5, Ron with the win. Post 2, El Barba taking second. Post 3, Kubala coming in third. The $2 Quinella, that is 2-5 or 5-2, any order. $20 even there. The try 5-2-3 went away. How about the high 5? It was hit again. Only one ticket had that, so you see there 3-4-7-8-5. That's the winner, so game number 3, post 3-1, game 4, post 4, game 5, post 7, game 6, post 8, and then that final game of the high 5, game number 7, post 5, took the win there. So those are all the winners there. That's what those numbers mean for the high 5. Someone taking home $2,000 off of that. Congratulations to them. It's been hit, an incredible 8 out of 8 times these past 2 weeks here. So get those wagers in here. Maybe start getting those wagers in already for the afternoon. You got a couple hours till we got game 3, but pretty good shot here at 2,000 as it goes again. And then look at that, not a bad price on Ron to win either. Maybe a hedge situation of sorts, but $12.60 for Ron there. Off a $2 bet, you're getting $12.60 back, so not bad on one of the guys that's certainly heavily favored in that game number 7. And then the try there, 120-20, 5-2-3 is the combination. $2 trifecta returns 120-20. And folks, moving into the final game here of this matinee performance. Don't worry, we have 8 more games coming back at 4 p.m. here this afternoon. It'll be all singles games again. Similar format, well, actually the exact same. We'll have the 8th and final game be that Superfecta game like it is here for game number 8. The Superfecta 9-point singles match will be played up to 9 points, you guessed it, with all those points still doubling after all those matchups in the first round of play. And post time for this 8th game. Coming up now in just about 5 minutes, so we get into the final game here, this Thursday matinee performance. Folks, as we said, it is that final game. Superfecta 9-point singles match. Spectacular 9 scoring. Going to feature a couple differences between those spectacular 7 games. And here they are in this video that will clear it up for you. Take a look.
Spectacular 9 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 9 points wins the game.
And now Ron with the win there in that 7th game puts him in solo first place. So Douglas no longer the leader. People are going to be chasing at number 12, Ron. And it's just been incredible these past couple of weeks. So as we said here, he sat out week 1, came back. Let's take a look at these overall standings here. I think the first time he played here was week number 4. So he missed the first 3 weeks of the season. He's actually out in California. Came cross-country, drove from California all the way to Florida. Wasn't particularly healthy, wasn't feeling great, wasn't in the best shape. Came in, still rattled off a couple wins in his first few weeks. Played weeks 4, 5, and 6. Decided to take week number 7 off to just get completely healthy. Wasn't feeling 100%. The knee was bothering him a little bit. Got some fluid drain from that knee in week number 7. Comes back week 8, 5 wins. Week 9, 4 wins. Week 10, he had 5 wins. And then if you joined us last week, just a dominant performance, 13 singles victories, and again here today, 3 for his first 3. He is the new leader in those championship singles standings. And it's going to be, it's going to be really interesting once everyone here comes back. Now you got Douglas, Ikeda, and Anderluck, and it looked like no one was going to be able to catch Douglas there. But Ron, just the way that he's playing, it's almost flawless. Not making any mistakes and just catching, just throwing, not really playing outside of his game, and that's getting him the win here. 13 of them last week, 3 of them here to begin this week. And for fantasy as well, you saw that he was the only guy that was $10, and then there was a $2 drop-off to the next values of $8 players, and look, when Ron's winning at that clip, it's hard to have anyone there within a couple dollars of him, and even if he's that expensive as $10. Look, if he's collecting all these wins, you get 5 points per win. Those certainly do add up, and you saw, the entry that won last week had Ron, had Kubala. Those were the top 2 in terms of wins there, so the places and shows can add up, but you saw someone there talking about it. CRB hasn't won in a while, and it's really important, to get those victories, especially in fantasy. A really good statistical note there from George Quinn. First lead change in the championship singles standing since week number 3. So that's what we're saying. Unbelievable comeback here for Ron. He started last week. If you went to last Wednesday, he was in 7th place. Don't even know how many games outside of that first place spot he was. Probably about, I guess we could do the exact math here. He was 15 games outside of first, and now his 16th win over these past 2 weeks gives him a 1-length lead. As we said, for those of you playing along with that fantasy highlight contest here, that's a weekly contest. Last week we gave away $100 to the winning lineups, so everyone actually there were 4 winners, so everyone there going to split $25. This week we will have another $100 on the line, as we said, as long as there are 100 active participants. So after this first performance here. We're going to add up all the points. We're going to see how many entries are gaining points, and as long as they're over 100, we will announce right before the start of that afternoon performance if there is $100 going to the fantasy winner for this week. And again, if you would like to play along with that, you're wondering what exactly is that? There is Fantasy Jai-Alai. Go to fantasyjai-alai.com. There you can join our league, and you get a $21 budget every week. You compile a roster of, for this week, it was 3 singles players, and then each win they get, you get 5 fantasy points. Each place, you get 3 fantasy points. Each show, you get 2. And each quad finish, you get 1 fantasy point. Then the entry with the most fantasy points at the end of the week takes home a prize, which is for the month of July, that U.S. National Jai-Alai Championship hat. And we're also putting $100 on the line here if we have 100 active players. And again, we'll update that. We'll update you on that between those performances as we're ready to get into this 8th and final game, the Superfecta 9-point singles match. With that, we're ready to begin game number 8. Game 8 at Spectacular 9 singles match played up to 9 points. Here's Ben serving post 1 to Bueno, post 2. Ben's serve begins this 8th and final game. Catch off that sidewall, delivers reverse there at the 10 line. Here's Bueno. Rebote missed by Ben right along that sidewall, point 2. Two first up on the board. I'll bring to the court. White shirt to post 3. Here's Kubala. Rebote forehand played to the outside from Bueno. There's Kubala with a good catch. Goes high off the front wall. Charging in, Bueno scooped it up. 8 line over the top. And that scoop attempt missed from Kubala at point 2. Here's post 4, CRB. Bueno's got it low. Good catch over the top. Back inside. Rebote left side, just above the pad. Here's Bueno. Middle of the court. Tipped by CRB, point 2. It now black shirt to post 5 for this matchup. We have El Barba. Bueno got that one at the 8. Delivers this over El Barba's head. Rebote comes out. It's missed at the 8 line, point 2. Here's post 6, yellow shirt, Ron. Catch from Bueno, picks it off that side wall. He goes deep, a little too high. Going to catch that overhead screen, actually. It's out of play, point 6. Here's post 7, Bradley. Over the top, brought down by Ron on the left side. Reaching is Bradley. Rebote missed the back end there, point 6. It now rounding out the first round of play. Purple shirt to post 8. Here's Carballo. Ron takes it the 9 line. Hard reverse. Robote comes out. Grau gets it up off the front wall on the forehand side. There's Ron. Goes outside again. Carballo. Unbelievable when he does that. There's Ron with the Dejada. Carballo not even going to get there with his speed. 0.6. That would do it now for the first round of play. All matchups worth 2 points through the end of the game. Here's post 1, Ben returning. Kubala running out of the cage. That one came rattling around in there. That was like pinball. Good thing he got out of there. No one got hit. That one was out of play, though, from Ben. 0.6. And Ron now with 5 points. There's Kubala. Post 3. .6. Straight points to a possible game point here for Ron. He has 7 points, and to stop him, post 4, CRB. Ron up at the front court. Hard reverse. Played at the 7. CRB goes back. Missed the Robote. That is point and a perfect game to Yellow Shirt. A post 6. Ron. 2 places. Bueno will take second. The remaining teams will pair off and play off to determine 3rd and 4th place here. Show and quad points to begin post 5. Serves post 7. Bradley over the top. El Barba waits. Missed the Robote, 0.7. Post 8. Carballo now serves to post 1. Ben. This next matchup here in this playoff for show and quad points. That's an underserve, 0.1. Kubala will now serve to CRB. Post 3 serves post 4. Final matchup here. Final pairing off. Then we have a 3-way playoff to finish it out. Should be a good pickup on the left side. There's Kubala at the 8 line. Robote catches a piece of the sidewall, brings Kubala outside. His forehand back to the middle of the court. Scoop attempt tipped by CRB, 0.3. Seven, 1, and 3 remain in this playoff for show and quad. Continuing with Bradley serving to Ben here. Robote forehand laid up by Bradley. Ben all the way up at the 4. Hard reverse. This one coming way out. Bradley on the run. Got a piece of it. Made contact. Not enough to get it to the front wall. 0.1. Possible 3rd place finish now for Ben here. And to stop in post 3, Kubala. Great serve by Ben. Going to give him a 3rd place finish here. We'll have Bradley serving to Kubala. This one will determine 4th place, quad point. Kubala goes for the soft play just above the pad. Bradley runs under it on the forehand. Hard back inside. Kubala hangs with it, turns it back to the middle of the court. Bradley reaching out, takes on the forehand. Low runner, scores. 7 takes the quad. That's 4th place. Unofficial order finish here for game number 8, 6-2, 1-7. 6-2, 1, and 7. We'll get the official results coming up here in just a few moments. And the results there at Game 8 are now official. Post 6, Ron with the win. Grand slam for him, 4-bagger, whichever way you want to say it, whatever Paulie would say. 4 wins. Post 2, Bueno taking second. Post 1, Ben coming in third. And Bradley there taking quad point. Post 7, 6-2, 1-7. 6-2, 1-7 is now official there for this 8th and final game of this Thursday matinee performance. We wait for those prices that'll be coming up around any moment. There's your moment. Start with that 10-cent super, 6-2-1-7. That's 10 cents on the superfecta, so you got to get 6-2-1-7, the exact order of finish, the top 4, 111.78. The $2 quinella, 2-6 or 6-2. Off $2 returns $24.80. And that $2 trifecta bet, 6-2-1, 619.40. How about that Ocho? 4-8-3, 4-7-8, 5-6, 6 of 8 numbers, returns 71.80. 6 of 8 there on that Ocho, so getting a little more play, that mighty Ocho. And so it takes a couple more numbers to get a little payout there. Well, folks, we will take a look here at these single standings now. We are done with this first performance of the day. So Ron picked up 4 wins. As we said, he was already in first place after game number 7, just adding to his win total now, 2 games ahead of Douglas. So taking a look here, we'll run you down the top 10 while we have a couple of moments here. Ron in first place now, 36 wins. Douglas in second place with 34, and Ikeda in third place with 30. And those are all the bonus money slots. 15,000 to first, 10,000 to second, 5,000 extra going to third place. That's the end of the season. And so now fourth place, Bueno has 29 wins, 1 behind Ikeda. There's Tennessee at 28. Carballo, Kubala tied at 27. There's Ben in 8th place at 25. El Barba, 23 wins. He is in 9th place. And Anderluck rounds out the top 10. He has 22 wins. So 8 games separates third place from the 10th place guy. And so as we said last week, when everyone comes back here, we're going to have a loaded top of that leaderboard. It's going to be a fun conclusion here to this season. And folks, take a look here. You got a couple of familiar faces out there on the court. You got Jedden practicing out there. You got Anderluck practicing. Good to see we got these guys that are coming back. Look for them to be back here in the latter part of the week here and to get a couple of singles games. We're hoping to have them back here in the middle portion of the week, but back out here practicing on the court. We want to get you a visual. These guys are looking good. Got to get back into playing shape before they get back out there, but good to see them at least back in the facility on the court and looking very, very healthy. And folks, that's going to do it here for this Thursday matinee performance of Live Highlight in the Magic City and the Highlight Channel. We're glad that you chose to join us this morning, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you're viewing, and invite you to join us again this afternoon when we'll be playing 8 more action-packed games at 4 p.m. We sure hope you enjoyed today's highlight action at Magic City. Please like and subscribe to the Highlight channel on YouTube, and let us know your thoughts and any questions you may have in the comment section. On behalf of the players, staff, and management of Magic City Jai-Alai, we thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us again at 4 p.m. when we'll have 8 more games. Goodbye till we can see you back here at Magic City Jai-Alai.